Today on Design, Build, and Fix, we're going to show you how to do interior doors. Alright, this is another video in our series on how to use Sketchup to design a house. Alright, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's show you the video. How to create interior doors in SketchUp. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is to get rid of stuff that we don't actually have to have on in order to create our doors. And so our dimensions, exterior walls, and even our floor system can be off. Because the only thing we really need is our interior walls, because that's where our doors are going to go. So now what we want to do is we are going to put a door that goes into our bedroom and a door that goes into the walk-in closet. So in order to do that, we're going to put some guides on here to show us the positioning of the door. And so I'm going to come around to this side because I have a wall that I can reference from. So I'm going to grab my measurement tool and I'm going to put a guide this way. I'm going to go 3 inches because most doors are about 3 inches away from a wall that it opens against, and that's to accommodate molding. Unless you have wider molding, if you have 4-inch molding, you're going to have to put it probably 5 inches or so away. But this house is going to have standard molding. So now that I have the distances away from the wall, my door is going to be a 36-inch wide door. Now I'm a big fan of 36-inch wide doors in houses because it's easier to get things in and out of each room. Now by code, I believe the smallest door you can have on a bedroom is 30 inches. But I almost never do 30-inch doors. I almost always do 36-inch wide doors when it goes to in and out of rooms stuff, so to speak. So I'm going to type in 36 and hit enter. Now what I want to do is to grab the top of the door, and when you rough frame a door in, it's usually 82 inches, but the door in itself with the molding, not the molding, but the casing that goes around the door is about 81.5 inches, and so that's what I type in. Now same thing's going to happen over here, because we want to put another door that goes from the bedroom into the walk-in closet. We're going to go 3 inches and then another 36, and now I'm going to go up to 81.5. Alright, so at this point in time I can actually put my rectangles on that's going to allow me to push-pull the openings that we'll put the door into. So now to do that, we're going to have to edit this group. So I'm going to left click on it, then right click and go to edit group, and I'll put my rectangle on, grab the intersection, do the same thing on this side. You got to zoom in a little bit to kind of grab that sometimes. Now I'm going to grab the push-pull tool, and I can push-pull through that 3.5 because that's as far as it goes. Come from this side, 3.5, and we're good. So now I'm done with my group. I can click off of it, and I'm done with my guides. I can get rid of all my guides. Too many guides on there sometimes messes up your screen a little bit. Too much to look around. Alright, so now what we want to do is to come to this bedroom door, and we want to put molding around this door, and it's relatively easy. Because this is already grouped, I'm going to create a face on here by grabbing my rectangle tool and just put a face on there, and then I'm going to offset that out the distance the molding is. Now standard molding is about 2.25 inches, so I type in 2.25, and then what I want to do is clean this up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and erase this bottom line, and then I can't erase these other parts until I draw lines on the bottom. So I'm going to zoom in here and draw a line, and then do the same thing on this side. And now I can go ahead and erase these little pieces that are left over. And I can get rid of this because we want the door to be open again. So now I'm going to push-pull this. The molding itself, molding is about a 1/2 inch thick, so I type in 0.5, and now I have molding on the outside of my door. Now keep in mind, this is just standard square molding. Most molding is not square. If you really wanted to, you could do it another way, but for this example it's relatively easy to just push-pull it out and go from there. If you really wanted a lot of detail, you could create a profile and use the follow me tool and go around it that way. but this is a short, sweet, simple way of doing it. Now what we want to do is put molding on the inside, but we already have it created here, so it's relatively easy. We're just going to triple click this, which selects everything that touches it, and then I'm going to grab the move tool, and I'm going to click this corner here and copy and move it back to there. I can't click this one and click it there because then the molding would be in the wall. So I'm going to click here, press the control key, which makes it the copy command, and copy it. And as you can see, we now have molding on both sides. Alright, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn off my interior walls, and I'm going to make this a group. Right click, make it a group. And I can turn my interior walls back on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create the door. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and from this corner I'm just going to come over and I'm going to type in 3 feet, comma 1.5 inches because it's 36 inches wide and 1.5 inches thick, and hit enter. And then I'm going to pull this thing up, and I'm just going to reference it off of that point there because that's going to get it all the way up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to triple click this, and I'm right click and make that a group. So it's very important that this is a separate group in itself. Now what I want to do is rotate this door so it's actually open. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to edit the group, and then I'm going to grab my rotate tool, which is under the move, and this is a new command for us. What I'm going to do is zoom in here and get it on my blue surface. I'm going to drag my mouse out this way to give me a reference point, and I can rotate this, and I'm going to rotate it. If I zoom out, must not have made it a group. Let's just click off of this. Let's go ahead and turn our interior walls off, and let's if I triple click it, it's going to select everything. So now we have that. I can do it with my interior walls off. I'm going to grab my rotate tool, bring it over here, click here, and then I can rotate this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees by typing in 90 and hit enter. And then I can zoom out and turn my interior walls back on, and now as you can see I have a door with molding on it. And you can get really crazy with these doors. If you're really doing a house that you really want to put a lot of detail, you can put raised panels on here, you could sink them in, you can put doorknobs on it and things like that. If I really wanted to, I could go in here, right click, edit the group, and I could put a circle on here for a doorknob. I'll zoom in a little bit more, and then I can pull that out. Let's say that comes out an inch, and now I have a door that is going to be with a doorknob on it. So now our door is created. Now what I can do is this. If I turn everything off, let's turn off my interior walls, and I want to select everything, I can right click and make this a group. I could also make it a component if I really wanted to. That means if I make a change here, it's going to do the same thing everywhere else. So I'm going to right click and make it a component also. Now when you do that, it's going to ask you for this, and I'm going to type this 36-inch interior door, and then say OK. So now that's a it's a 36-inch interior door. And now if I wanted to, I could actually take that door and copy it and move it over to here. And so if I were to do that, I would just grab the move command, and I'm going to want to know exactly where I'm going to be putting this. So I want to click it from this point here, and I'm going to grab the control key, which makes a copy, and I'm going to place it right there, and I have another door. Now the problem that we're having is this door is supposed to swing in this way. So in order to do that, I really couldn't just copy it and paste it. I could take this door and copy it anywhere else. I'm going to use a 36-inch door that swings the correct way. In order to do this, I could probably, well, let's see if I can or not. Let's turn off our interior walls. Now if I wanted to, I could actually rotate this. If I rotate, it's going to put it on the opposite side. So you really have to kind of reconfigure this, so to speak. So let me just undo that because I don't need that door there. Alright, so now that you have this one door on, I could copy and paste it. Maybe it goes into the bathroom and it swings the correct way, which in this instance it would, because it's going to swing that way. Over here I'd have to just redo it and put it in, but use that same process. So now that I have my interior door in there, I'm going to turn off my interior walls, and I'm going to select this. Well, before I select that, I have to create a new layer. I'm going to take and put this as interior doors, then say OK. So now I'm going to select this, and I'm going to go to interior doors, and I'm going to put it as a tag, turn it off, make sure it's got it, then I can go ahead and turn everything back on. And as you can see, I have an interior door. And of course you would repeat that process through here and all the other spaces. So that's how you make interior doors in SketchUp. Alright, well thanks for watching another video. Hope you found that information helpful, and hope you're currently designing a house. You're going to have a beautiful one when you're done. So more videos coming here out shortly, and if you like the content, always make sure you subscribe to the channel. Alright, we'll see you on the next one.